Okay, the check your understanding for 17-3. Here are the answers over here. A couple of things. They do not have to be in this order. So no one said that DE over WX had to be first. Doesn't matter what order they're in, but there should be 4 different ratios. Could they be upside down? Yes. You could put ZW over GD. But if you put ZW on top and GD on bottom, then all of these other ones are on bottom will have to be on top on their ratios. The easiest way to do this is just pick the first 2 letters, DE, put those on top, pick the first 2 letters from here, put those on bottom. Then go to EF, put that on top, then go to second and third, which is XY, put that on bottom. Just keep going until you've got all pairs of angles, and then do the first one and the last one. DG is going to correspond to WZ. GD goes on top, WZ goes on bottom. They put GD, so since they put the G first and then the D, and it doesn't matter, then I would make it match and put the Z first and the W. It's going to be a direction along the rectangle that you're going. So anyway, you could have different answers and it still be right, okay? This one right here, there's a couple of different proportions that you could have written. You could have taken the 2 sides from the small one, written a ratio, then take the 2 sides from the big one. So 12 over X, or it could have been X over 12. It doesn't matter. But because I put the 12 on top, the 18 has to go on top over here. Then you could have also done corresponding parts. So X corresponds to 9. And I put X on top, 9 on bottom, so 12 has to go on top, and it corresponds with 18, so it goes on bottom. Either way, when you cross multiply, you get 18X times 12 times 9, which is 108. Divide both sides by 18, and you get 6. Again, these are a ratio that you could use. It is not the only one, but if you set this up, I put the corresponding side from the small one on top, the corresponding side from the big one on bottom. So 16 has to go on the top and 24 goes on the bottom. Cross multiply, 24y equals 16 times 28. Divide both sides by 24. And you get approximately 18.67. Same thing with number 8. Number 9 says, in this triangle, the measure of angle A is 45 and the measure of angle C is 90. Classify DEF as precisely as possible. It is, if it's a 45-90 triangle, then the other angle has to be 45. So that means it's isosceles right triangle, because the angle measures are congruent in a similar figures. So F will be 90-degree angle, and D will be a 45-degree angle, and E will be a 45-degree angle. So explain how the scale factor in item 1A relates to the similarity ratio in item 3. Remember, we talked about it. This one came from the scale factor. You always put the original on bottom, the original side length on bottom. That way you can get the correct whether it is enlarged or reduced. If you're just writing ratios, you don't necessarily have to put the pre-image on bottom. So they put the pre-image on top, and these two are what's called reciprocals of each other. They're just flipped upside down. That's what a reciprocal is. And then the last one is just like number 5. It says, did Mario do it right? And yes, he did, because he did first 2 letters from PQ corresponds to the first 2 letters from ST. So he put PQ on top and he put ST on top. So that's good. Then the next 2 letters, QR, are the middle and the last. And so it goes on bottom. So the middle and the last numbers have to go on bottom over here. So what he did was correct. All right, that ends activity 17. So you should be doing the activity 17 practice now.